We're all looking for the best way to repurpose content, but more than likely what majority of us are still doing is you're still using the old method. The old method is pretty much gone. You need to be using AI, you need to be focusing on Claude. Majority of you know the hours it costs are lost in every video. So you create content, manually breaking it down. Again, we're going to showcase pretty much how this is done. Brand voice drifts each post, and then obviously when it comes to posting content, it becomes a minefield trying to schedule everything and make sure everything is lined right. Again, AI makes this entirely easier, as you can see here. So what we'll do is we'll jump over to basically Google Docs or Google Sheets in this case, and I'm going to be showing you my marketing system of how I do this and also how you would do it manually. So we're over here in Google Docs, and if I just zoom in here, hopefully you can see it. The idea of this content repurposing is we're going to break it down into reels, carousels, image, infographics, blog articles, and text posts. Now, this will vary. I'm not going to show you every single thing of manually doing it, because otherwise we are going to be here for hours. I don't want to get into that again. But what I'm going to do is show you exactly how most people are still doing it, and even showing you how quick AI can be. So over here I have a video, AI for small business. Again, I'm focusing on this transcript, and if we jump into my system here, you can see again on the right, this is the actual transcript, and again, this is pretty much what I have reviewed, ready to repurpose. So you can see here, this is not ticked, and again, I'll try and zoom in on this, and you can see here, it's not ticked, there's nothing set up for it, and pretty much this means this article or this video is ready for me to repurpose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this process here in my anti-gravity in my Claude system, and from there we're going to jump quickly over then to Google Docs and see what way to do it. So what I'll do is, let's try and spell it first. Let's run the CRF on number 1. So I have this set. I come in and out of it now every so often. Once the process starts, there will be things for me to approve, things like that. So what we'll do is we'll jump back over here. So now this is where the hard work starts. So as I said, our outputs are, as I mentioned previously, but what we're going to do here now is show you the process. So we've dropped the SRT into our inputs on our own marketing system. The old way is you need to start, you need to get content. So we're going to focus on reels, for example, in this case. Now, if you had a long form content, piece of video, whatever, you will have it open up in CapCut. You'll have access to it in CapCut. But for this instance, we'd have to go through our transcript. Transcript is going to be the key for everything you actually do here. So first thing you have to do is you have to try and pull out the best parts of it. Now, again, I'm going to use AI for this because it's just for the simple reason for the process of the video. But if you're doing this manually, you're going to more than likely have to get an idea of each clip. You're going to have to listen to it. So you listen to it once. In edits, you may have pulled some of the best bits out of it in edits, which is perfect. If it's the case you haven't, then you're left trying to actually find the best bits. So again, we'll jump over here to ChatGPT and just ask it for the best angles. So I'm going to use the voice again on this. So I've added some text below. What I want you to do is extract 5 potential reel opportunities from this using the transcript provided. So I'm just going to paste it in there, and as I said, this is obviously a little cheat here for this instance, but I'm sure no one wants to sit here listening to me trying to get a video idea from it. So step 1 is done, and over here on anti-gravity, again, we're pretty much starting this entire process as well. And what we'll do is jump back in here. So I'm running Repurposing Factory, and again, if this is something that really interests you, you'd love to learn more how to do it, I offer all this inside the community. Interest in joining the community, link is below. You have access to all the AI tools and systems that I build, and access to all the different educational resources. Again, focus here is massive, is on trying to help business owners grow. Key thing is, and if you're looking to do this or start your own business, all the tools, all the systems are here to make life 10 times easier. So you see here we have a few breakdowns already. So in roughly a couple of minutes, we have the general idea. So again, if you're going through it manually and you're not using AI, even to this extent, it's taking you a massive amount of time to create a piece of content. So if we jump back over to my code, you can see here it's loaded in, it's starting to work everything into it, bringing all our own information into it, all our brand pillars, everything like that. So everything starts getting focused the way we want. At this stage over here, all we have is generic topics. We have nothing else in place. There's no call to action, there's no brand tone, there's no voice, there's no anything brought into it. So we have a few ideas. AI workflow automation mapping. Again, it's given us a few ideas. So again, I'm just going to get it to give me the titles only. And you can see here, we're basically still trying to extract them by hand. This is still in operation on the other side, working away. Strategies and analysis is coming complete. Again, it's building a content plan based on my long-term goals. I think this is massive already. You can see now we're already starting to get a little bit of head in terms of what it's trying to create, what it's working on. And if we jump back over here, there's our list. So obviously it's after giving me, I think, 15 in total. I don't think I asked for 15. Let's just take the top 5 for a minute. And we jump over here and pasting them in. Right, so now we have our 5 ideas for Reels. Now, as I said, we have nothing else for this in terms of understanding the angles, understanding the hooks. We just have basic information as being generated for us. Over in our Claude, this will start working on what's best. So now these are the areas that I have to interact with this. Hopefully you can see it. So it's ready. It's 6 ideas for Reels. We have 2 carousels, 2 images, 1 infographic, and 2 text posts. So I just need to update this because we only want 1 infographic. And whereas, so pillar spreads is obviously pillar 1, pillar 2. Again, these is all the areas I'm covering. No insight on platform duplicates. 4 pillar spread is perfect. Real slate preview. The 4 ways most business owners use AI wrong. Again, you can see this. You'll see this throughout. Hub, this is a word I get. Basically comment this and you get access to the community. Carousel styles. Again, I have 2 different styles of carousels. So what I'm going to do is reply to this now, and pretty much we're happy enough. And that's it. Now, when this is running, I can also turn it around and get it to work on the SEO article. I won't for this example because it's going to just take too long. So what's happening here, we have our 5 individual Reel ideas. We have no context to them. We just have 5 generic ideas. You already can start to see what's actually happening here. Things are just becoming very generic, simple and straightforward. So now we go on to carousels. So the next big task you have at carousels is you need to actually create them. If you're anything like me, you absolutely hate creating carousels. This is a game changer for me, as my outputs have changed massively on my carousel style. So if I just quickly scroll down here on the left, you can see in my outputs, schedule, carousels, and I just pick this one. Hopefully open up. You can see on the right hand side here, these are my carousels now. Built 100% for me. There's no messing around. Makes life so much easier. So again, GPT-2 image. Let's see. So we're happy with that. Again, these are guardrails for myself. I like to have control over what's being produced. You can have this 100% automated. It'll just put it in, get everything out for you. But I like to change different things for me. So again, either depending on GPT or Nano Banana, they vary which one works the best for you. So we jump back over here. We haven't even started carousels yet. So let's assume we're going to use the same transcript. Let's assume you're still spending the time generating the transcript by hand. You have a shortcut. So now let's give me 2 carousel ideas now from the transcript. Oh, missed a few letters there. So why AI feels useless for most businesses. Again, here we have the content we want. If you're doing it by hand, now comes the hard part. You're going to have to start actually making the carousel. So right, I'm not going to make the carousel, but again, if we were to have this content, so let's focus on this one. So we have our first carousel put in here, and I think I asked it for 2. So again, and the second one is in there now. So now what we're doing is we're going over to Canva. Now you have to actually create a carousel. So top left, create. We want to go social media, and we want to go to just an Instagram post. And again, we're in at the basic scenario. So obviously it is, I think I mentioned it was 5 slides in total. This is producing 10 slides. But again, to try and maintain consistency with what we're doing over here, it's going to generate our main carousel slides. Using the 5 slide method I use, I'm not sure the framework the framework I actually use for the slides now. I think it's the PAS problem adjective solution framework. So again, this is just another style here. So you can see here all the agents have kicked in, starting to work on its magic, basically starting to create. You can see where we're at over here. Usage image is running out at the moment, but not to worry. Everything is working here. Again, we're still only on carousel ideas here. We haven't even started creating, and you can start to see what's happening here. So again, we're going to stick with 5 slides, and all I'm going to do is, I think that's 5, just give me templates. So let's see if I describe the idea. Let us search. Okay, we're going to use, let's see what happens when you click generate. Use a bit of AI anyway, but again, if we're not using AI, we're going to have to bring in some sort of design. So let's use this design, 1 2 3 4 5. I will apply all pages just to have it. Right, so now we have our overall design here, what we're happy with. You're kind of happy with this. So next big task is we need to change text. So we put in the text we have. You can see already straight away the big problem. Right, you sat here, you fumbled around with this for hours. You can see what's going to happen. So now we're going to have to just go back and decide, right, this is not the design we want. Let's say we want to go with this design, and we're happy with that. Obviously, every slide now needs to change, so we'll just keep them as is for. So now we just added a page, and we then, okay, now you can see again the problem. So right, let's drop this down to 75 to see what happens. Not too bad. We can delete this because it's not needed. Slide 1 is 1 video, weeks of content. So you can see, unless you're an expert in graphic design and becomes super easy, then this process will be easier for you. If you're not, and you don't have the time to spend hours on creating a carousel, you can see what's happening here. So if I jump over, you can see my main carousels are being built. Reels are being built out. Again, the key thing here with the reels is you still need to record them. So, right, we're already way behind at this stage. We still haven't even got a carousel created. At this time, I'm completely lost of what we're doing. So again, just trying to stick to the similar style, and we just. And what we'll do is position this, we'll change this picture. So we'll look for an AI image, wherever images are. We look for AI content, and we'll bring this one in. Slap it in there, and then just position it backwards. Right, so you can see what's happening here now at the moment. We're starting to slowly put things together, and I want to include some sort of text. So slide 1, 1 video, weeks of content. Again. Right, we have 2 slides done, and to be honest with you, the 2 slides, bar the first slide here, is absolutely shocking. Personally, there's no connection with it. And let's bring in this one instead, just to change it around. Keep the color the same. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Pull this down a little bit more. Now, slide 1, slide 2 needs a little bit more context, but we'll come back to it in a second. This is still working away over here. So you can see it's roughly 10 minutes. I haven't even got a carousel 100% created here yet. You can see here the time that's going to be spent on these. Let's say, for me, I was about 30 minutes, and that's providing I had a template in place. Most people will have templates, but again, they're going to be very minimalistic, simple, straightforward, repetitive, and what ends up happening is it becomes an absolute drain on time. In terms of this content, to get to this stage, I suppose if you're including finishing, recording, editing, everything, it's still going to take you probably, I would assume, if you have to manually go through all the content, manually extract the ideas, it's still going to take you about 30 minutes, I'd say, for each piece of content. Again, record, edit, extract, the whole lot done. Maybe you might be able to do it a bit quicker, but again, I'm just trying to give an idea of roughly how long it takes. And even realistically, carousels, it's probably 45 minutes per carousel. If you're creating carousels that are better than this, if you're creating this style of carousel, it's going to take you less time. But again, are these carousels that are going to get people to click, get people to do what you want, or encourage them, I suppose, to do things. So if I jump back in here, You can see here 2 LinkedIn posts done, both audited, just the carousel slides left. This has been done again, and we're already completely way behind. So again, if we jump over here, repurposing is almost done. Claude is obviously after reading everything. We're after brainstorming carousels. We have a generic idea done. Building each carousel, as you've seen there, would take a good while to build a carousel. Visuals are being generated again, so I don't need to worry about that. These are being made for me. And then comes to the last stage here. We're waiting kind of on this last stage. So again, these are all being uploaded to where they need to go. And with that, what I want to do is quickly show. So this is my content on Notion. And you can see here, I have at the moment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. These are all old ones, so what's going to happen is the new reels are going to be generated into this. Again, it's going to be a breakdown of the information I need to cover in the reels, and it's going to come out similar to this. A little bit of variation, obviously, but again, personally, I just like it doing it this way because you have a bit more control over the outputs. So this is still working. We're going to jump over to our next task, which is obviously images. And again, we're just going to use AI for this, simple example. But again, remembering as our comparison here is how long it takes doing it, repurposing content the old way compared to using AI 100%. I'm using the AI here with ChatGPT to resemble kind of your working process of what people would be doing in terms of trying to generate an image. So again, give me an image idea from the content, from the transcript. So again, you can see here that an image ID, AI without context. So a stressed small business owner. So what we're going to do here is we're going to see what can Canva do here in this scenario. So what I want to do is go to photos. I want to search photos for something like this. And if it can't, I might try and see so this is going to design the idea for me. And I will see what happens. But if you're doing this manually yourself, you're going to turn around and you're going to have to go in, new page. Again, you're going to try and create a completely new design, unless you have a templates already made, which in realistically will be have to spend a lot of time creating these templates. You're still left in the exact same position of trying to create the content. And for some content, it can be extremely hard to create and time consuming. So here's our images done. You have the 2 stressed. Again, this is AI created. If you're doing it by hand or manually doing it through the likes of this, you have to use the elements. So if we jump in here, you have photos. And what we want is photos. And what I'll do is happy office worker. And this is only good because now I have actually this information here. So I'm just going to drag that in, and I'm going to have sad office worker, and we'll just drag this one over, and from there we just go up to elements, bring in grids, and we're just going to do split grid. So now we put him in and her in. So that's our image done with pretty much with the help of AI, I suppose, to understand. Other than that, I had no idea where I was starting with based on this basic enough idea or prompt here. But you can see again, roughly one image is going to take you 10-15 minutes, provided you're just doing exactly what I did there. Again, it's not going to be easy to do this. What I do recommend is if you had access to your own B-roll, this is where it can be a massive advantage then, because now it's showing a bit more personality to it and it's going to stand out a bit more. So we go over here, it's taken us roughly, in this case, let's say just to 10 minutes, and we have split screen. We have our system over here is working away, building everything that needs to be built, which is absolutely perfect for what we're doing. And again, we are going to our next topic, which is infographics. Infographic is going to be an age creating. I'm not going to create it, not going to even try to create it. But I know from trying to create these myself over time, this can take hours once to try and design it, because I tend to bring in little boxes. You tend to bring in, if we go up to here. So what ends up happening is you bring in this, you put your information into it, you're trying to align things, you're trying to align text to it, you're trying to duplicate these. So again, if you have something like that and you're duplicating it, you're trying to move them around to different sides. Again, keeping everything right, and it's just an absolute nightmare. Again, unless you're a graphic designer that does this on a regular basis, and if you're a business owner or someone that's managing social accounts, this is going to take an absolute age unless you're using AI. It's simple and straightforward. There's no other way to say it. So again, I can easily put that down to at least 1 hour. And then that's like having a clear idea. That's not really allowing any thought process into the idea of it. And that's a simple thing. In terms of articles, what I'm going to say is, if your person is not used to creating content online, you're not used to writing articles, this again is going to take you another at least 60 minutes to maybe 120, 2 hours at least. Again, I can't see any other way around this. So again, we just go 120, and that's for one article. This is one article won't be SEO optimized. This one article will be very just basic enough information. It won't have images, it won't have text. And if I bring you over to here, you can see on my own website, these are the articles I create using AI. So again, everything is in here for me, used by AI, SEO optimized, AEO optimized for search through AI models. So again, you can see how hard it's going to be. So you can see then here that we're pretty much at this stage. Text posts, again, just say 15 minutes. This is just averaging it out regardless. So we're left with, as I said, over here, we are at a stage here, we still have, let's say we have all our content created. This is in terms of just created, nothing else. There's no scheduling done. There's no captions done. There's no unique captions for each platform. We just have the core content created. And this would mean then that it's going to take us, if we jump back over here. So as you can see then that this is, at this moment in time to get to this stage is roughly 8 hours has broken it all down. So you can see the longest time is the blog article and the reels. This is 2.5 hours for them, or yeah, 2.5 hours for them. And you can see over here, this is the stage we're at. And again, this is almost 8 hours of your time has gone already on creating a very, very basic generic amount of content. I'm not allowing any times for mistakes. I'm assuming you're okay at creating the content, but even at that, I create a lot of content using Canva, and realistically creating carousels, even this is 45 minutes, is extreme. Unless they're just basic backgrounds with a bit of text, then yeah, you can do it quicker. But as you can see from the carousels that I created, the entire process is much quicker. Then we jump back over here to Claude to see how we're getting on. So you can see at this stage, we have pretty much everything done. It's taken roughly 25-30 minutes, give or take, to do all of this. So everything now has been generated for me for ready to publish. You can see here we've generated our reels, 6 IDs. Obviously, case in point here, I have to still record these based on the content. But again, if we just jump over to my Notion, you can see here previously we had the bottom 6. Now we have a brand new 6 here to record. So when I open up this, it gives me screen hook to actually, you know, the thumbnail text that I should have, the spoken hook, and then again the angle. So it allows me to reuse my own long form piece of content. In comparison to what we had originally built out over here, we just had a basic idea, nothing else. This allows me personally to really structure all my content, allows me to kind of get an idea of what I'm creating without spending ages having to do it. And as I said, I like spending a little bit longer creating the reels because I produce more short form reels, video style content than anything else. On top of that then, whilst we've also created carousels. So again, these are all sent to my output folder. So if we go to the left hand side, schedule, carousels, and again main carousels, you can see we've created 2. So if we just go to the very bottom one, and we have this one created from us, your video, you're using AI like a vending machine, again has the information split. We have all the slides here. Key thing here also with this is we have all our captions ready. So you can see here on the right hand side, someone's behind me, but you can see we have a LinkedIn caption, Instagram caption, and Facebook, TikTok. So all these captions are pretty much ready to go as soon as I schedule all the content. We have an infographic pair ready to go. We have LinkedIn posts. Again, we have images. So if I just quickly Close these. We go to images, I think. And again, we have an image ready to go for us as well. And all that content has been generated for us using AI. It's not a case of you're trying to reinvent the entire wheel. It just makes things much easier. So when you break it all down, the two different systems and how they work, you can see here the marketing OS system that I built out is taking roughly 10 to 15 to 20 minutes, depending on a few elements. But other than that, it's not taking a massive amount of time. If you're doing it manually, it's going to take you hours to finish. We calculated roughly it's 8 hours just to get to that stage. This hasn't allowed for anything in terms of captions. This hasn't allowed for actually scheduling the content. Whereas for me, all I have to do here is it says it already down here at the bottom, ready to schedule. I can just say schedule that content. All the content will automatically go up then to my Blotato platform, as you can see here. And from there, I can pretty much just schedule into whatever slots we have available, which is obviously for me, it's going to be Saturday this weekend, and from there, it's just going to be all scheduled. So, reasons for using it, I suppose, is speed. You're 10 times faster, basically, from start to finish. A little bit of work in getting it set up originally, that's all. It allows you to be consistent online, I think, which is one of the big drivers for any social platform. If you're not being consistent, what happens is you're hit and miss, and you're never going to grow properly on it. It allows you to coverage on every different platform out there using content, see what works, see what doesn't work. There's going to be platforms that you might work really well for you. So let's say Instagram could work brilliant for you, TikTok could be crap, vice versa. At least what's happening is you're getting your content in front of people that are looking to potentially buy from you. So again, if you're interested in getting access to this and everything else I create, definitely look at joining the community. Pushing this more and more now as we go, because I think AI has a bigger role to play for businesses, and especially people who are looking to start up their own business. It can be a great way to kind of relieve some of the pressure. So look, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much. Any questions, let me know in the comments.